Hey everyone. Hi team. We're so excited for another team training. I have Kathy Lindgren with me. Hi Kathy.
Hey guys, hi Kelly.
Kathy is an executive director on Team Nailed It, right?
Yes, I am. Yep.
And she was in our executive director chat talking about this text marketing training that she had done and it sounded amazing because it's something I selfishly want to learn myself. I've kind of dabbled in the text marketing with my customers, but I can't wait to hear your whole system.
Yeah.
So Kathy, tell us before we jump in, will you just tell us a little bit about your how you got started with Color Street and like where you're from and stuff?
Yeah. I was a total kidnapper. I actually got a sample while I bit my nails. I had no fingernails whatsoever. Lindy sent me a sample of nails, and I'm like, these are pretty cool. My nails still look terrible, but not as terrible. So I fell in love with them and they started to grow out. I became a stylist only for the discount for myself and my daughters. And I think Lindy wanted to just strangle me a few times because I did nothing. Like she would send all these really encouraging things, and I would be like, no, not doing it. And that went on for 9 months. I told her, I'm like,
Wow.
I'm literally your Color Street baby. It took 9 months to grow me. And
I love that.
came out of the Color Street womb, and here I am. No, just kidding. My chair is gonna fall over, but we ended up talking one day, and it was after a vacation. A bunch of people had said, oh my gosh, I love your nails. And I realized, like, oh my God, I have all these samples that came in my kit. I should be giving them out. And
Right.
I came home from vacation. I started handing them out, and I woke up one morning and I had made like $9.50 while I slept. And for some
Yeah.
reason, I'm just like, well, that was kind of cool. I made money while I was sleeping. What
Yeah.
if I did this on a bigger scale? And I have a really data minded brain. So I did the numbers, and I'm like, how many do I have to give out to get one return and all this stuff? And it just slowly grew. And I think it worked because I went into it with the impression of this is not a overnight thing. This is going to take some time. And it did. And it's still slowly growing, and I'm slowly working at it. And it's just great. And here I am.
I love hearing that. That gives us hope for when we have kidnappers or when we have people that are not working the business as leaders. That sometimes it has to come on our own timing, right?
Yep.
I
Yep.
love that,
Absolutely.
and that's the power of samples too, man. Those
Yeah.
those two finger testers are powerful. Well, we can't wait to hear the training. I'm going to let you share your screen and just jump right in. You guys,
Okay.
Kathy has beautiful slides for you. You're going to love this. So
This
go
is
ahead and share your screen and get started. Let's get started.
okay. Well, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do present. Okay. I got to close this out. And I got to get rid of this. Okay. Can you see just my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So we're going to get back here to the very beginning. Okay. So social selling outside of social media. So I just want to be clear. I am not telling you not to use social media. I still use social media. But I spent 20 years working for Kirby Vacuum Cleaners as a marketing director. And
No way.
yes, oh yeah, the power of a phone call or a simple direct email or a simple one-on-one text message, it has worked since the beginning of time. Like, I'm pretty sure that's how Noah got the animals on the ark. He sent out a personal message, they all came. It's just how it works. So social selling outside of social media, but you're still keeping social media in here. And we're just kind of more focusing on the direct part. So we're going to cover, first of all, why there's a change, where to find your leads, the benefits of doing this. And then the most important thing, I think, is knowing what to say and when to say it. Like, I can tell you, go do this, but unless you have an idea of what this looks like, it's really hard to kind of have an action. And then inside and outside social media, and then following through with your follow-up. So that's that. Why the change? And I'm going to tell you why there's this change. And Erin Stones and I have talked about this a lot, and I keep telling her for months, why is it like it is right now? I don't know if any of you have noticed a little bit of a slowdown, but I have with mine. And the reason we're making this change is that, or that I'm making this change, is that I noticed something different was happening. It was slower. Social media wasn't as active as it had been. And it's so important to know why we're gonna do something, because like as a nurse, I woke up one morning and I got this text message that said, hey guys, we're all going to 12-hour shifts. And everybody was livid. People were ready to quit their jobs, ready to walk out the door. And I had this really good leader, our admin, actually about 2 days later learned that we were all totally just upset and leaving. And he came to us and said, hey, look, this change is going to be better for you. You're only going to have to work 3 days a week instead of 5. You're only going to have to get daycare 3 days a week instead of 5, pay for gas 3 days a week. You're going to get to work with a buddy. You're going to get this. You're going to have more free time. And he explained the value to us. And that was so big. So this change, it's needed, and it's going to bring you guys some value. And then we'll get into the what will be different and how it will be different, or how it can look different. So
I love that. I just took a picture of that slide. I just love that all, just addressing those things right there. That's powerful right there. That's a whole training in itself. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Being a change agent is what it's called. So you've got to, just knowing why something is going to be changed is so helpful. So
true.
So if you guys think about how it was before COVID, the internet was like your fun and enjoyable place. You did retail therapy shopping there. You checked your email, you played games, you video chatted people. It was a source of entertainment. You vacation planned on it. And now in the last couple of years, it has become a necessity, a staple of your day. You have to go to work on it for some people, and some don't, but you have to buy your food, and a lot of people, Target delivers, you're doing it all online. You have your work meetings there. You're still doing your email. A lot of healthcare visits are now virtual. Social media, has changed a lot. And the more things change, the more they stay the same. Back then, you're looking for something to help you get away from your daily grind. And today, you're looking for something to help you get away from your daily grind. And that's why I've kind of moved more onto the focus of directing a text message or a phone call or a video of yourself or a voice message. Kelly, when you messaged me this morning and you didn't send me a text message, you voice messaged me. There is something just completely different about, it's like a conversation. It's more of the person instead of just words on a screen.
Right. You can hear the tone. And also I'm lazy, so I don't want to write it out. But it's like more personal. I totally agree.
Yes, I could hear your smile when you were talking. So it was good. So the big thing, you guys are all like, well, that's all great and everything, but how do I get the new people? I'm not even leaving my house some days. Show me the leads is really where it's at. And for those of you who are going to say, well, I don't do any shows and I'm brand new, I don't have customers, and I don't have a nail bar scheduled. You guys, you can get leads anywhere. I got one of my best customers from putting a nail on her in the Dairy Queen drive-through. Well, my kids rolled their eyes at me in the background. Like, you can get leads anywhere.
I love that.
Anywhere you go. And there's a little saying on here that I say all the time. And it's just, you know what, you guys, I work with the company that makes this nail polish. So someone's like, I love your nails. I work with the company that makes this. I have a bunch of free samples, here, have one, take it, try it out. If you want a full pack, the website's on the sample pack. But you guys, how many times have you walked by someone in the Target and you're seeing them looking at nail polish and you want to say something, but you don't, because you don't want to be that person. But is it really being that person when you're like, hey, I see you're looking at nail polish. I work for the #1 selling nail polish in the United States. Do you want a sample of it? It's dry polish. Have you tried it? Um, you can give a sample to anybody and get new people. And I'm going to tie in how the texting part works with this.
Those are such good lines. I just have to stop you. Like, I took another picture of that wording because I'm a word nerd, and like, I've never thought to say I work with the company that makes this nail polish, or I work with the #1 nail polish company. Like,
yeah,
genius.
yeah, this is weird, but I see there you're looking at, this pink nail polish. I work with the company, the #1 seller of nail polish in the United States. And I get a whole bunch of samples. Try this stuff. Let me know what you think. I'd love to see a picture of it. Strike up a conversation, and you're not going to just hand it to them and walk away. Like, that's not how it goes. Usually they're like, oh yeah, I've tried those, or no, I haven't tried them before, or I got a sample and I never put it on. And that's when you're like, oh, well, I have a team in this area and I would love to see a picture once you get it on. And if they say to you, yeah, I've bought it before, and they don't have a stylist, and you guys will get to know here in a minute, you don't ever want to take someone else's girl. Like, you don't want to take people's customers. But most of the customers out there, I vendor shows, and I've done probably 100 or more of them so far. People tell me, yes, my aunt sells it, my neighbor sells it, my niece sells it. They know a specific person. Or the other half of the people say, oh, I just buy it at events like this, or somebody at work had a party once and I got some from that girl. They don't have a loyal connection to somebody. And those are the people that, once I'm talking and I give them that sample, and I hear where they're getting it from or not getting it from, that's when I say to them, oh, well, you know what? Let me grab my phone. Let me send you my personal link. And that way you can get, inventory that's online, maybe inventory that's not online. You can have a sample request form if you know anybody else that wants them on there. I just bring them right to my link tree, and they can see a lot of stuff that way. But
that's smart.
When you grab your phone, whether you're in the Target aisle, you're at a restaurant, wherever it is, over the course since August, I've done this probably 200 or 300 times, and I've maybe had 3 to 5 people say no thank you. Everyone else has just given me their phone number. But when you're standing there with your phone and your text is open and you're like, hey, give me your number, I'm going to shoot you my private link. So that way you can get all these sets you see at my vendor show, you can get them offline or whatever, and they'll send you that. And as I'm texting, I just write them, hey, this is Kathy, your new Color Street girl. Send them my website. And now I've got their phone number. I get their first name. And that's like, it's so easy. It is so easy, and it rarely doesn't work. So
I love that. So what do you do with those phone numbers, or do you follow up?
Oh, I have a whole method.
Girl, here we go.
So
I love it.
Like I said, that's the first one, is leads in plain sight. You can get a lead from anywhere, but I put down some ways you can get leads from how you're going to transform your current customers, people at the vendor shows, and people who you do nail bars with. I kind of just told you how I do my current, my vendor shows. Current customers, I would private message them and say, hey, I want to send you I'm going to text you my personal link, just to give you a heads up. You can find all these different ways. And then I won't read through all these. I'll let you guys read through them if you want to take a screenshot. But the biggest one I've done is vendor shows and the nail bars. And if you're at a nail bar, you can do a trivia party, either if it's virtual or in person. And you can use your phone to get their phone numbers within the first 5 minutes of that nail bar. And I just say to them, we're going to play, let's see, what is it? We're going to play like cartoon trivia. We're going to play Star Wars trivia, whatever theme you want to do. We're going to play Color Street trivia. You guys can use your phone for this. You can look up the answers. But to start, you need to text me your first name and last initial. And so I know who I'm getting text messages from. And they'll text you. And then you can say the first person or the second person or the third person to text me the right answer wins, 2 extra sample packs, wins some twosies, wins a free set. And now you've got this text chain going with them. You've got the phone number of every person in the room. And you can, at the end of the night, you can say, I'm going to send you, thanks for showing up to Becky's party. She's so blessed to have a friend like you. I'm going to send you a picture, or I'm going to send you my private link to my private stash, my personal website, whatever you want to say. Please don't share this with other people. I like to keep it private for just customers like you, or just people like you. And then you can tell them too, I'll send you a picture of the mini launch coming up before it goes public. If you don't know the name of the launch, it's a mini launch. I'm going to send you a picture of the spring line before it comes out. So you let them know in a conversation that you're going to be texting them again, and they'll write you back, do you have any favorite colors you might want me to send you? Stuff like that. So that's that. The benefits of texting is kind of tied in with, your social media business to begin with. You can work from bed. With texting specifically, nobody else sees how many other people you're texting. If you're in a VIP group, my girls are like, I've only got 30 people and it seems so small. And this doesn't matter this way. They're number one. They're the only person you're texting. You can start doing this when you have one person. You don't need 50. You can really start your marketing with one. Your business is always with you. There's no algorithms, you guys. You send them a message and they get it. Like they see it. You don't have to wonder.
Best part.
Yes. You send them a customized message. Like this is you chatting with them, and it's a bigger outcome for just a little extra time. My personal experience, and you guys might be like, she's an executive director and she was getting how many few messages or purchases? I was getting 3, maybe 4 online purchases a month. The rest were all personal sales through vendor shows. And I went from 3 to 4 personal, like online sales a month to 12 to 20.
Wow.
Just since August, and just since using this. I still get my regular sales, but this was just a bigger outcome for just a little bit extra time that goes into it.
Who doesn't? Raise your hand if you don't want 12 to 20 more random orders a month.
Right. Yes. My last vendor show, and I'm still trying to figure out why, I got 3 people that visited me that weekend that all randomly just went online to my website and placed orders. And I'm like, why are they doing this? I had so many more people join my VIP group and I'm not even asking them to. So I'm like, I got to know why. Like, I have to know the data behind this and what is driving that so I can do it again. So and this is so versatile, you guys. You can use it for marketing, for contests, for parties, for sales, for everything. It's texting really is so simple, and we've had it for so long, but that personal connection is what people are really looking for right now, because they are online so much every day. So stepping away from your computer and making it a little more personal, I think is really good. So
yeah, and hang on, I want to pause you. I want to stop you because I think everyone's thinking like, oh, these are like individual texts, but I'm guessing, I could be wrong, that you're going to talk to us about using like a texting software that.
Yes.
So that this is not you just individually texting like hundreds of people, right? This is you using a software that's going to make it way easier.
Yes.
So before you all get overwhelmed,
sorry,
she's going to teach you about this amazing software as well, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I have, yes. So before we get into how you're going to do it with that software, what you're going to say is, again, so important. Like, again, like you're not going to go in the makeup aisle or the nail aisle and be like, hi there, I represent Color Street and I would like to gift you a free sample in the hopes that you'll buy. Like, you don't do that. It's all about how you say it and what you're going to say. So again, take screenshots. I'm not going to read these. Just if you're in the nail polish aisle, what you could say. If you're sitting there with a waitress, you guys, I write out gift cards, 5 or 6 at a time, little note cards, and put my samples in them and have them ready for when we go out to supper. And, thank you for being such a great server tonight. We had a really nice meal. And you could say that to them in person too. You don't have to, you don't have to compliment them on a piece of paper. You can, if you're just leaving it with your tip, but this works as well. A current customer, like how you would get your current customers over to your texting app. a not so current customer, hey, it's been a while. We haven't chatted. Wanted to let you know. Still selling Color Street. I'm still with them. And then again, if you're at a vendor show and if you're at a nail bar, and all of those things too.
Wait,
so.
go back to the other one. I want to take a picture of that one. I'm sure you'll share these slides in the team, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
I sent them to you as well. So if you want to post it. Yep.
Okay, cool.
And then the vendor show and the nail bar. And the nail bar one is exactly what I've said at in-person nail bar parties.
Love
Even
it.
the one I served dog food cookies by accident at, and I still have customers from that one. So
wait, we need to hear this story. You can't just brush over that.
It was an older lady at a senior citizens building, and I went to help out a new girl on my team, and she's like, could you bring some snacks? So I stopped at TJ Maxx, which was the closest place, grabbed some by the checkout, and it was like right before Halloween. So I'm like, oh, these are great. They have pumpkins on them. They're cookies. They'll be fine. Stuck them out on a plate. We're from Minnesota, so everybody was nice. Nobody complained, nothing. And I leave and I go home, and on my way home, I'm like, man, am I hungry? So I reach into this bag to grab a cookie out of this because I put them all back in the little, like the cookie container they come in.
Yeah.
And I take a bite, and it doesn't taste terrible, but it tastes wrong. like this is not a cookie. And so I'm on the phone with one of my stylists telling her about how my night went and everything. And we're talking, and I'm like, uh-oh, like, you just know, like, this is wrong. Mm-hmm. And I'm at a gas station at this point, and I open up this box and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh my God. And it was dog food cookies. It's cookies for dogs. And nobody said anything about how bad they were. And there was only like 4 out of a dozen left. So,
oh my word. That is hilarious.
I know.
Feel it till you nail it, right?
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, so only a select few people. And now all of you know that I've served dog cookies.
That is amazing. I love that story so much.
It's good. And I got a stylist, and I still have some customers from there.
You can still have success even when you serve dog food cookies. So I love that.
It worked out well.
Amazing.
So, again, bottom line, my go-to is I work with the company that makes dry nail polish. Number one seller of it, whatever you want to say, make it your own. Mm-hmm. But that's the gist of it. So this is probably what you're waiting for. There are so many apps out there that can do similar things. I chose Hit 'em Up because it is super inexpensive. It is easy. The other ones were like 5 times this much, like $25, and you could only send 200 messages a month or whatever. Okay. This is kind of unlimited. It allows you to create groups from your phone contacts. So I'll get into how I do that in a second. It allows you to send personalized text messages, and it saves your messages as a template. And by that, I mean, I have a birthday message I send out. So when it's someone's birthday, I will send the message that says, happy birthday, first name. And it says, happy birthday, Becky, on their end. Mm-hmm. It populates their first name. I hope you have a great day and get to spend it with the people you love the most. I wanted to share this private link with you and some a special price for you. You can get, mine is like 2 sets for $8 each. Let me know which 2 you want me to send to you. And you can also use this app to send pictures or video messages. You can record a YouTube video of yourself and send it through this. It's just great. So
that's cool. I've never heard of Hit 'em Up because I use Project Broadcast, but
yeah. So this is I have an iPhone. I know everything else is similar that's out there. Mm-hmm. Our phones are our CSM, our customer service managers. And we basically can, this is how my stuff looks. I save the person's first name. I'll get a last name eventually, or at least a letter. And then that's just the first name part and the last name part. And then in the bottom where it says CS Party Jolene, that's how I save my company name. So everybody who is going to get a Color Street message from me of some kind has CS at the beginning of their company name, and then a
Mm.
hyphen, and I will write stylist if it's on my team, and that's as far as it goes. So if I want to message all my stylists, I pull the one that's Color Street /stylist. If I want to message all the people from the Iowa State Fair, I'll do Color Street -ISF. If it's a referral, I'll just put Color Street -referral and then the name of who referred them. I've got a whole system made, and you kind of can do whatever works for you. But this, for instance, I could message anybody who ever came to my parties and send a message that says, thanks for being one of my party attendees. I have a special sale for you guys this week. And you could create a list that's just party people. Or we're extending the trivia we did at the party. Only we're bringing in all of you who've ever come to a party. The first person with the right answer of this, we're going to do it all day long. And then I might send some nail fees throughout the course of the day. But we can connect so much information just in our phones. I have a special ringtone and a text tone for my customers. So it plays the song I'm so excited anytime one of them sends me a message. You can track their birthdays with this. You can track their Color Street anniversaries, first time they've bought from you. The other, I track their samples, when I gave them a sample or when they last purchased from me. Notes, this person actually was at Jolene's party. She loves blue. She bought 4 blue sets that day, and she came with her sister. Like, I write notes down to remember everything because it helps you make it more personal.
That's
so
awesome.
you do this, and then within this app, it actually will just allow you to create a list. And it's just like going into your phone where you sort, you can search for a contact. You just search for CS, and then it'll pull up every CS in your app, in this Hit 'em Up app. And you can say, I want CS -party. I want CS -Iowa State Fair. I want CS -stylist if you're doing your team. And it ends up sending not a group message either. It does not hold people hostage in a group message. It ends up sending you guys a message that is individual to that person. So what'll happen is, and I'm not on my phone, I'm on my computer, obviously, but if you're on your phone and you're in the Hit 'em Up app, you just click on the list that you want, and then at the bottom is you type your message, or you can pick from a message you've previously saved. And you type whatever message you want. You can add pictures like, hey, this is launching at 10:30 tomorrow. Let me know which of these you want. As always, you can order online on my website, or you can do a bulk order with me, and just whatever details you want to share with them. But as you send these text messages out, the thing that's unique with Hit 'em Up, your phone server doesn't recognize it as spam, is it will, like, if you have 190 people, it will show you alphabetically your text messages that are going out. So it'll show you like, hi, Kelly, and you have to hit the send button on it. But the reason I like doing that is I can make it personal. And this is where the extra time comes in. You're not typing a text for every person, but after it says, hi, Kelly, I could say, it was great seeing you at my show. Or it was, if it's, you just get to know who your people are. It was, thanks for your order last week. And that way, when that person's reading the text message, number one, they're getting it. Again, no algorithms, no one's being kept in the dark on anything. They're seeing what you send, but they're also reading this text that is obviously for them. Like, it's not some spam you're sending out. The 3 seconds it takes you to say, it was great seeing you last week. Thanks for your order last week. I hope Bob's having a great year at school. If their kids go to school with your kids, something that lets them know it's personal. And then you hit that send button. Yeah. And that's how you do it. I mean, you keep it so personal. And I have people every week when I send out messages now messaging me back like, oh my gosh, those sets are gorgeous. Or stuff you might see online. And I post it online too. It's just the amount of interaction I'm getting on my text messages is 10 times more than what I get on social media.
And let's clarify, is it showing up in your actual phone text messages or in the app?
It shows up in your actual phone text messages. It is a message from you personally to them.
Okay.
Yep. And there is a feature where you can actually get a different phone number and stuff. There's lots of apps that'll do that for you. I chose not to. My phone is 99% business to begin with, but I like it. I like having that personal connection with my customers. Nobody has gone crazy on me yet and stalked me. It's been lovely.
Yeah, no, honestly, just the fact that you're getting 12 to 20 extra orders a month makes us all, at least me, makes me want to like jump on this bandwagon.
Yeah, it's good. And you can create your lists by, I have an all customer list. I have a list for each vendor show, a list for each nail bar, a team list. I'm in North Carolina for the last few weeks and I'll be here for a while. And I've been saving those under NC because it's just waitresses and baristas and people I meet at the beach. And
yeah,
I didn't know, like, does my big mouth get me places? But out in North Carolina, like how I want the stats on it.
Yeah, I love this. And really, I think people are feeling like discouraged about, Facebook algorithms, Instagram algorithms. Like this is a way to, this is kind of like email marketing where it's like you own the real estate here, you're not a victim to the algorithm. Like you're not a victim to that platform. I think it's worth the time investment in learning how to, and like jumping in and figuring it out and being consistent with it.
It is good. It is. And if you message, even if you don't have this and you private message 10 people a day and you do that every month, and you just send them, like, you create a monthly, advertisement, like this is my personal link, and once a month you send it out to people.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to be fancy. You just need to be real.
Yeah. And like, I'm just going to share a couple, ways that I've done it with Project Broadcast, which is another email or a text software. Is like, you can have, so I've done like a giveaway in my VIP group where I say, hey, if you can enter to win if you text the word nails to this number. And then when they do that, they're automatically entered into that text list. And then when we do have launches, when we do have things like that, I can send them like the Eat, Pray, Love. I can send them, those like, hey, here's a new launch. So they're getting that text about those things. I know for me, I don't know if you're this way, Kathy, but I'm on like text lists for boutiques and stuff. There's a couple companies and I'm on their text list. And when I got one this morning for these Stanley Cups, there's so many, I'm on so many like text lists and I don't find it annoying because I want updates on those things. They're products I love. And so I'm like, oh, sweet. Like this is coming out and I get sucked in. And, but it's powerful marketing that a lot of us are not tapping into,
It is. Think about like Black Friday, for instance. I get that Target text every single day and I want to know what the special is for the day. And even if I don't need it, I might get it because it's such a good deal and I'm saving money.
We're suckers. Yeah.
Tell my husband it was only $40 and instead of 80 I saved $40 and he's like, yeah, sure.
So you saved. No, but there's a lot of boutiques that they'll text me like once a week, sometimes multiple times a week, and I'm like, ooh, click, so I think it's something we need to really tap into. I've been telling Color Street Corporate, I'm like, guys, let's get on the text train. It's just powerful. It's powerful. So I love this. Is there any, are there any other slides? Is this?
Just a couple. This is
Okay.
when to text. You guys can take a picture of this too. This is my cadence. Yours might be different. You might have a different rhythm for your group. I do it when I meet them, a couple of days later when there's a new launch, for their birthdays, and then any special event, which is like a Cinderella sale or a secret sale or a silent auction. We did one using auction gifts, and that was really fun. But that's just
Oh,
kind of when.
that's
So
fun.
a screenshot of that, or I can post the things. And then this is pretty much just a summary of it. It really, once you start, initially for me, it took me a full day, 8 hours of typing all my people in, getting everything set up over the course of a few days, of course. And then it now takes a minute to 15 minutes a day, depending on if I do a show or have a party and have 10 people to add, or whatever. I mean, it's so minimal, and it is the return on investment of time is a big deal. Is this going to be more than what you're doing now? Yes, but not much more. And the return on investment is good. And then there's the follow-up. Like if you just text them one time, it's not going to happen. And I put down the story of Shelly. I went to school with a girl who was in my VIP group. She never commented. I swear she never saw anything. She's never liked my nails. She never asked for a sample of my nails, nothing. And about 2 years into this, I posted Rule of Plum, for those of you that remember the Rule of Plum set. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is a beautiful set. I need this set. And I'm like, well, what the heck? I asked her, I'm like, why did you not say anything before now? Like, I've been doing this for 2 years. And she's like, well, there weren't any colors I really liked.
You just had to show her color.
Just saw the one set of nails that really tripped her trigger, and she's been purchasing ever since. Like, she never wanted to try them. It just didn't appeal to her until she saw that one color. But had I stopped and been like, well, she's not doing anything, I'm not going to market to her, I'm not going to keep sharing, I wouldn't have got her. I mean, she wouldn't have ever seen something she liked. So it's literally, you just have to show up and keep posting, keep sending messages. What would you think, Kelly, for like how much is too much for often for texting? Like once a
For
week?
text marketing?
Yeah.
I think more than 3 times. I think even 3 times might be pushing it a week, but I'd say like 2 to 3 times a week is a good number. I would say more than that is, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 1 to 2.
I've been
What do
doing
you think?
once a week. I've only done once a week, but I would like to do more and be more interactive, but I don't want it to be, I want it to be a personal text message, not a Salesforce.
Yeah.
I want it to have Salesforce results.
Yeah, I feel like 1 to 2 is like a good number. I feel like 3, like I said, is pushing it.
Yeah. So yeah, this is it. So this is
I love it. I love it. And I'm just gonna add too that I don't know if if Hit 'em Up does this, but with Project Broadcast, which also is, I think it's like $10 a month. So yours is a little less expensive, but with them, you can come up with a whole drip system. So I actually have one for when a customer asks. So on my sample request form, it says, text the word, sample to this number. And they text it. And then now they're in there's like a drip system. There's like a series, which is basically a series of texts they get to kind of like build that relationship with them. But it's all like automated. So that's kind of a really cool thing to do when they get a new sample, so that you are following up automatically.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. So so once they have the sample and then you follow up and does it send them like a specific link? Does it?
Yeah. So you can like say, so on my sample request form, they text the number, then it texts them, then I write down like the message they get, like, thanks so much for requesting some nails. I'll pop them in the mail soon. And then, I choose how soon they get the next text. And maybe that's like a week later, that's like just following up to see how you liked your sample. Let me know. And then maybe it's like a week later and it's like, here's a video on how to apply, and like maybe a week later, it's like, here's how to, or like join my VIP group. So it's kind of like this series of building that relationship.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So anyways, there's so many things you can do with it. And so get creative and get on the text train, because like you said, like it's there's no algorithm. It's direct marketing, which is what we're in. It is
Yes.
It's that one-on-one. So this has been so great, Kathy. These slides are incredible, and this has been really great advice, and I'm like super pumped about it. So I hope you guys will all watch this again. There's a lot of stuff here on here, and I will post the slides in the team, and give it a try today and see how it goes. Start nurturing those relationships with texts. And thanks for watching, and thanks, Kathy, again. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Bye.
no problem. Thanks. Have a good day.
You too. See ya.